Mr. Berry, we have your ride or die on line one. Yeah, the 2024 first-round pick set the record for receptions by a rookie. Sorry, no, not Malik Neighbors. That's not Malik Neighbors. No, he's the AFC West pass catcher, played at Georgia in college, went for over 1,200 yards from scrimmage as a rookie. No, sorry, it's not Ladd McConkey, by the way. No, he's getting a massive situational upgrade. He's getting an improvement in quarterback play, obviously. No, sorry, not Brian Thomas Jr. Your ride or die is Brock Bowers. They're letting us play a superstar wide receiver at tight end this year.
My ride or die for this season is the Denver Broncos skill position players. Okay, it's not really my thing, but my ride or die then is Seattle Seahawks running back Kenneth Walker. Walker's been really productive when healthy. It is an explosive runner who now finds himself in a new offense led by Clint Kubiak, who has a zone running scheme that I really think benefits Walker's rushing style. Kubiak also likes to focus on just one running back and gets a lot out of his running backs in the passing game. So I think that Walker could be in for a really good year here. If you're going to load up on wide receivers early in the draft, then I love having Kenneth Walker as one of the first running backs on my team.
Those are ride or die pitches from some guys from our team, of course, Kyle Dvorak and Eric Samolsky. Matthew, Brock Bowers, Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker, of course, definitely a more bold, riskier play compared to where ADP is. But you can look really good if this is a huge season for Walker.
I think Walker's getting a lot of buzz this preseason. I think he could. But concerns about the offensive line. I just don't know what this offense is going to look like. There's so many unknowns. Kubiak's offense. What does this offense look like with Sam Darnold?
Right.
And like JSN? JSN's been pitched to me a lot as well. But you've got Sam Darnold and you've got Cooper Kupp there, and there's a lot of moving pieces for us to feel really good about this. And the other concern is Walker's health, plus the presence of Zach Charbonnet. It's weird. He's not getting a lot of buzz at the moment, but Charbonnet is a running back one in a lot of teams, and so we just don't know how it's all going to play out. But I do like Walker quite a bit this year. Ride or die might be a little bit tough. The Bowers call for me is even tougher because I feel like you get no credit for Bowers at all, right?
They're going to be like, well, he finished tight end one last year.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing is, he would have to be tight end one with like 1,700 yards.
What you'd have to do is you'd have to say is you have to move him into like the middle of the first round overall, the way like Kelsey was for a couple of years. And honestly, I think there's an argument to me that your best value at tight end if you want to go elite is actually George Kittle this year. In the third round versus Bowers or McBride, who are going 1 and 2. So let me put it this way. I feel like if I'm going with a Raider, it's got to be Genty. As awesome as Bowers is, I just...
You want the credit. He's great. Part of ride or die is getting the credit. Right,
is getting the credit, and honestly, how much better can Bowers do from ADP?
Right? You talked about that with Genty earlier. So it would be like... If Genty finishes RB2, that's a hell of a lot more shocking than Brock Bowers finishing his tight end 1.
Right.
So
Bowers being taken in the top 20.
Well, it would have to be the reason Kelsey went in the middle of the first round all those years was that Kelsey wasn't only tight end 1. He was significantly better than every other tight end. He gave you such a massive edge at that position every week that he was worth drafting in the middle of the first round.
That's what
but as much as we love Brock Bowers, I don't know how much better he's going to be than Trey McBride with some positive touchdown regression this year, or George Kittle, given all the injuries they've had at wide receiver.
Or Kyle Pitts.
On his team.
One time for Kyle Pitts, baby. I'm the only one clapping right now.
That's right.
It's okay.
He's still hanging out and drinking with Justin Fields overseas, right?
Let's get into the Roto-World player news.
You've got 2 injury-prone KPs in Atlanta now between Kyle Pitts and Kristaps Porzingis.
Yes.
Right. On to the Braves.
Actually, Kyle Pitts wasn't even that hurt last year.
That's the problem.
Just seems like it.
Yeah, it just wasn't no stats to go with that.
It's true. The stats were hurt.
Yeah.
The stats was hurt.
Marquise Irving, you may know him better as Bucky, outtouched Rachaad White 40-3 between Week 18 and the wild card round last year, the Bucs' 2 most important games this season. Irving was a rare combination of efficiency and actual production as a rookie. He was a league winner then, he's a league winner now. Bucky Irving, the only sensible choice for Ride or Die 2025.
Hey Matthew, Denny coming to you from the beach to tell you that Puka Nacua should be your ride or die player for 2025. No one had a better target per route run last year. No one had a better yards per route run. He checks all of the nerdy boxes. He also happens to be a total dog, which we love. of course, in fantasy circles. Unfortunately for Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, Puka Nacua is the best receiver in the NFL. He should be your ride or die.
Some strong pitches from Roto Pat going with Bucky Irving and Denny going with Puka Nacua there. Bucky Irving, very
I like the Bucky one.
Bucky is
very on brand as well.
Yes.
Very ride or die.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I love Bucky Irving. When Lawrence and I went to the Combine, we met a very well-placed Tampa Bay source. We had a whole conversation, and they love, with a capital L, Bucky Irving. And they have no concerns about him being a RB1. Obviously, they rode him down the stretch, and full systems go. You're not worried at all about Rachaad White. I do think Sean Tucker actually could get. But I think Sean Tucker over Rachaad White versus Bucky Irving. But it's going to be a very good offense as well. Obviously, Baker's back. Even though Liam Cohen left, it's basically going to be the same playbook. I guess if there's one concern, can Bucky, given his size, hold up over the entire course of an NFL season? Tristan Wirfs is going to miss some time. That's a little bit of a concern on the O-line, but Bucky Irvin's definitely a very strong candidate. As for Puka, I've heard that suggestion a lot. I will say this, credit to Denny. It is better than his Taysom Hill suggestion of last year. So Denny trending up. But I think there's an argument to be made. He just said Puka Nacua is the best wide receiver in the NFL. I think there's an argument to be made. Puka Nacua is not the best wide receiver on his own team. I mean, seriously.
Devontae still got it.
Devontae still has it.
Very fair.
I think of the two guys, in terms of where they're going in drafts, I think Devontae is actually the better value. So it's not going to be Puka. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, I'll give you my pitch, Matthew. You spoke before about Love with a capital L.
Yes, sir.
But literally Love with a capital L because it's his surname. Jordan Love,
who
is going as QB 17 in drafts in 2023, his first year as a starter. Jordan Love was QB 5. Last year he was banged up the entire season, did his MCL, groin, elbow. He provided no rushing value last year. I think he'll get back to a little bit more of that as he did in 2023. Adds Matthew Golden, has an excellent coach in Matt LaFleur. Makes no sense to me that he is going QB 17 when he's shown production of being QB 5. And by the way, he's 26 years old, so I think there's a lot of upside in him.
And they added Matthew Golden in the offseason.
Travis Hunter, Matthew.
Yes.
Another rookie. We've talked a lot of rookies today. Travis Hunter right now, consensus ADP, 70th. So everybody is so afraid of him playing corner. Nobody can accept that this guy he's just going to play both ways, and he's going to make a huge impact both ways. That's why you trade a first, second, fourth, and next year's first to go get him. Christian Kirk, Gabe Davis, Evan Ingram. They leave over 150 targets vacated in this offense. Parker Washington, he had 51. He's back. Diami Brown is in the mix. Brian Thomas Jr., of course, has 133 targets. He'll probably get 30 more than that. But this guy's going to get targets. How many do you think he had last year when he had over 1,200 receiving yards and 15 touchdowns? 96 targets. He doesn't need 150 targets to be a superstar.
No, he doesn't.
Liam Cohen's Bucs last year, they ran 11 personnel almost 72% of the time. They threw out of it 70% of the time. Travis Hunter is going to significantly outperform ADP.
I love that call. I'm big on Hunter this year.
So is Justin Fields, QB7 in his 6 starts last year. Small sample size, okay. He's been a top 5 QB one year. He's been a top 8 QB. Aaron Glenn loves him. Make Justin Fields your ride or die, Matthew.
He's on the list as well. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest RotoWorld fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.